I want to talk to you today about the stories that we tell ourselves. I know for me, I have quite a few stories that I have told myself throughout the years. And it's important that we are able to kind of put those stories behind us so that we can move forward. Everybody has a story, and if it's good, bad, whatever, we kind of begin to identify with who that person is in the past. Being mayor of a large city it probably took 2 years for me to remove myself from that identity of who that was and realize that that's just one piece of my life. And while, yes, it happened to me, and yes, I did do it, it doesn't define me, and it's not who I am inside, and it definitely does not define me going forward. That's yet to be written for all of us. If it's something that you've done in the past that you're ashamed of, or that you feel embarrassed about, owning that and forgiving yourself for that, and being compassionate and loving with yourself and saying, okay, that happened. It happened to me, but it does not need to define me. And then again, moving forward and being able to accept that, with and embrace it and kind of incorporate it into who you are is extremely important. We've all made mistakes. Everybody has. I don't think there's anyone that I've ever met that can ever say that they did not make a mistake. The difference is what you do with it. And I've chosen to write a new story. I've chosen to say and kind of incorporate all of that back into me and say, yes, that happened. Yes, all of that happened. And rather than sit and try to figure out who's to blame or whose fault it is, or really even beat myself up over it, how did you let yourself get in that situation? Those are those are victim statements that you need to move forward from. And the best way to do that is to forgive yourself, love yourself, give yourself a break, and understand that while that happened to you, that does not have to define you. This is what you're saying to yourself of, I'm not lovable, or I'm not worth it, or, even if it's just a matter of everybody screws me over, everybody does this to me, it always happens to me, nobody ever loves me, no guy ever stays, no woman ever stays, whatever that story is, that is what you will call into your life. When you fix what's inside and how you feel, then your outwardly world around you will start to change. So your brain is this amazing thing. It's got all these categories, all these file cabinets that it's can just, with the drop of a hat, one feeling can pull up and say, oh, I know what this feels like. I remember when so and so did this to me. So the idea here is to overwrite those same stories that we tell ourselves. And the only way you're going to do that is by repetition of telling yourself the things that you want. So if that is that you want a happy life, if you want a healthy life, if you want someone who loves you and adores you, those are things that you need to say to yourself that you already have. To be more happy is to change what's inside, and so that what is reflecting out, you get back. The most important part of that is to make sure that you feel amazing. Life will not be good until you have told yourself, until you believe it in your heart that life is good and that you're in a really good place. I can't even express to you the times I've let go of pain, I've let go and I forgave people and forgave myself for situations, how much it just lifted off of me. And I was able to all of a sudden see things that I hadn't seen before. Absolutely. My life is just full of miracles. And looking back, it's always been full of miracles. I just didn't see it. All of this to say that you are so important. You deserve happiness, and you deserve to feel good every day. And by doing these practices of self-love and compassion, and learning how to incorporate the stories of your past. You don't need to keep telling those stories to yourself over and over. I'm curious to know what stories you tell yourself. So if you would, on this video, on the comments section, just tell me, give me an example of some of the stories that you tell yourself. And let's work together to maybe find some new stories that you can start to tell yourself and make yourself feel really amazing.